Tennessee baseball finishes the year strong, taking 2 out of 3 at Oklahoma. They've solidified their NCAA tournament chances. Now you're looking at SEC tournament play. There's still a little bit of questions regarding pitching here. And then, of course, it gets totally real next week. Let's talk about it some. And then here's stick with me at the end, forward to the end. I'll kind of tell you, I'll put out a post today. I'm going to make some major changes to the channel moving forward. I'll kind of give you a brief thing coming on that here in a bit. But hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe. Looking at right now, of course, Tennessee 2 out of 3 got out of the gates, Thursday night, got the win, come back Friday. The game got delayed. They finished it off Saturday, and then Sunday battle back, and but lost 12-9 in that one. So that brings up, you're pretty set with your pitching moving forward. Coons, who was named second team All-SEC today, Cam Appenzeller, Trent Grinlinger named to the All-Freshman team. But Coons has been solid. I mean, he didn't have his best stuff against Oklahoma, but it's like Josh Elander said, man, he stayed in and battled. He got through the 5th inning. He got the win. It helped preserve the bullpen because you got Cameron Appenzeller and Bo Rudy who come in and finished it. Tegan Coons did what good pitchers do Thursday night. Not always go after your best stuff, but he battled. He kept Tennessee in the game, and he got the win out of it. Well-deserved All-SEC recognition for him today as well. So here's what we know we've got for sure pitching-wise moving forward. And we'll kind of mix and match on the Oklahoma talk and SEC tournament talk. We know for sure right now that Cameron Appenzeller is starting tomorrow at 5:30 against South Carolina. I think there's a reason behind that, and I'll talk about it more later. If Tennessee wins that game, as they should, you'll play Arkansas on Wednesday at 5:30. What we're looking at then at that point, who do you throw? I have my ideas on how I would go with it. I don't think you move anybody up right now. And, of course, the big question mark right now is Landon Mack. He's still listed day-to-day. He was included on the SEC tournament roster. So that tells me there they've not totally shut him down yet. And I don't think there was any reason to pitch him this past Saturday against Oklahoma. You already had the series wrapped up. You're in pretty good shape there. You don't rush it. And I would try to keep him out this week too, if possible. It'd be interesting to see how that goes if they get further on into the week. But single elimination this week. And then, you kind of go from there with it. Of course, Tennessee starts with South Carolina again. They should take care of South Carolina this week. South Carolina is pretty bad. Let's put it that way. There are some things that kind of stand out a little bit to me, though, with them. Because if you're Tennessee right now, you're going to have to play tomorrow, Wednesday. You would get Thursday off. Let's say if you go all the way. Friday, you play. Then you'd play Saturday and Sunday. I'll be honest with their pitching and where they're at. I'm good with them maybe winning a game or two and then going home. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I wouldn't have a problem with just 2 games and done on it. I think you need to take care of South Carolina just for the fact they're bad. And I think it'd be a bad look on them, especially when you're going into the tournament selection this coming weekend, or what is it, normally next Monday that they have it. Most of the time it's on Memorial Day that they'll have tournament selection. But, looking at it this weekend, and I titled it Get Hot at the Right Time, there's definitely still pitching concerns out there. All right. Coons and Blanco, you're good there on it. Bullpen is a major issue. Arvidsson is going to be one of your main guys. I really think Appenzeller is being put in his spot tomorrow in case Landon Mack can't go in the tournament. And that's going to hurt the bullpen. But you don't want to rush Mack back and risk further injury if you don't have to. I think there's a possibility of Appenzeller being a starter in the tournament if you need it, because especially if you go 3 games. But, it's all going to be a moot point, too, if you get in the loser's bracket in the tournament. You got to do what you can to survive at that point. I feel like if Tennessee wins tomorrow, as they should, they go with Nick Abraham Wednesday. He started the midweek against Belmont last week, got the win, went 5 innings in that one. I I thought Nick Abraham would start tomorrow, to be honest with you, but they're going to start Appenzeller. And again, I think there's reason for that. I think there may be just, based on the vague comments, I wonder how much of a concern Landon Mack is. And that's a shame. He had a couple rough outings, come back big time against Kentucky and got going. But I think the way it's set up here now, and I said Thursday on it, if, let's say, you win tomorrow with Appenzeller, Abraham Wednesday, if you were to be Arkansas on it, you get Thursday off, then you're set up for Coons Blanco, and then it would probably, if you were to get to the SEC Tournament Championship, it's a bullpen game at that point. I wouldn't hesitate if they need to run Krenzel out to see one last time if he has it. I would use Brady Frederick one last time on it. I still think we should see more Blaine Brown on it. I don't feel we saw enough of him pitching. I know one of his outings, he had 3 walks in it. It's no different than we've seen the last 2 game 3s with Taylor Tracy and Chandler Day. Started off good, and then the walks piled up, and it just got out of hand in the first inning. And Tennessee had a hard time both weeks battling back from that. I think Blaine Brown is an intriguing option, especially with needing all the bullpen guys they can get, because you've had so many that they're relying on this year that just aren't getting the job done. And I don't think you can rely on these guys after this week. I think this week, you want to win what you can, but, with the pitching too, if you're staying on full week rest, that's fine. I don't really think it's worth taxing your team over, to be honest with you, not this week, because I don't think even if you win the tournament, it's going to move you up to hosting regional. So, you go in to try to win every game. Don't get me wrong on that. But if you lose, you lose, and you're good with it. You get extra rest, and then that gets you ready for a regional, wherever you go. Some of the latest projections have had them going to Chapel Hill. I've seen going to Southern Miss on it. I'm trying to think if there was another. That's the main 2 that I've seen so far. And I can tell you this right now, based on what this Tennessee offense has been doing, none of these teams are going to want them as the number 2 in their bracket. I can tell you that right now. I fully expect Tennessee, when they go to the regional, to win that regional. And I fully expect them to move on to the super regionals. Now, what happens at that point, we'll see. But I feel like you get Tennessee out, especially they've kind of hit a stride. Kentucky series, not great. Kentucky hit them hard, but they were able to preserve the 1 win. Then you come out, take the first 2 from Texas, win that series, first 2 from Oklahoma on the road, win that series. Your offense, especially, you got guys right now. Reese Chapman has been really good in SEC play. He's been red hot. Levi Clark's picked it up. I mean, Levi Clark, his overall batting average for the year doesn't look great. SEC played 293, 8 home runs on the year. He's getting hot at the right time. I think your only decision you got in the lineup, of course, when Trent Grenlinger got in, that made a difference as well. And, your lineup's kind of set at this point. I think the main thing on the last spot's going to be is it Stone Lawless or Jay Abernathy. I still think Jay Abernathy brings more to the table. I think you're better off with Garrett Wright behind the plate, even Levi Clark behind the plate. But they continue to run Lawless out. I mean, I know he's earned it. I know he's been around, but with that last spot, who causes more on it? But if you look at SEC play, both guys were under 200. So, I mean, that's not a great option. Personally, I would have liked to see Icefelder more than they have. I would even like to see Myatt get more chances as well. I think those 2 guys, possibly as far as their hitting, bring more to the table than the other 2. But Abernathy, if he can get on, can wreak havoc. Problem is, recently when he's gotten the chances, not done a lot with it. But I think you're better defensively that way. I think you just cause more trouble on the bases with it. And, something I know there was a couple errors on Saturday that hurt Tennessee. They're like, what did I see, top 5 in the nation in fielding percentage this year? What a change. What a change. Hats off to Ross Kivett and staff for, getting things fixed this year. And One of the concerns early was how would Henry Ford do at third? He's fine over there. He did have a short throw Saturday. Personally, I thought it should have been picked at first, but, tough play still yet on it. But overall, this team did a really good job in the field this year. Major, major improvement over last year with it. And you think about it, too, with this team. I mean, you look at it, people were up in arms earlier on over it. And, looking at it in SEC play, you went down, you lost 2 out of 3 against Georgia. Could have easily swept that series on it. Took 2 out of 3 against Missouri. You went to Vanderbilt, lost all 3 by 1 run. Could have easily won that series, with a couple things here and there. LSU series lost 2 out of 3. I mean, they're up, in 2 of the games, and the bullpen blew it. So at that point, you're 1-3 against SEC teams. Then they go down to Starkville, swept Mississippi State. Ole Miss took 2 out of 3 from them. Then you beat Bama on it. You went up, lost to Kentucky. Then you beat Texas and Oklahoma. So, last year's team in season series were 5-5 as far as winning series versus losses. Same this year as well. So not far off from last year's team. I know last year's team hosted a regional, but I think the big difference there was how good they were early non-conference play. Of course, this team lost to Kent State 2 out of 3 in that series. And they lost, I think Wright State got them once, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But I apologize for sniffling. Allergies have kicked in on me right now. But looking at it here, again, I'm interested to see what happens with Landon Mack on it. I don't think it's worth risking for next year because him and Cameron Appenzeller is going to be 2/3 of your rotation next year. Whoever the third is, whether it's Nick Abraham, whether they go hit the portal at that point, will be interesting to be seen. But I think arms you're looking at, they've been using more. You've been seeing a little more Will Haas, who did some pretty good work this weekend. One of the moves of the weekend was really Friday night when Josh Elander, I think he saw the rain was coming. He put Will Haas in, who got the 1 out, and then the game got postponed until Saturday. You were able to bring Brandon Arvidsson out fresh and in that thing. I thought that was a big move by him with it. Mark Hendy got an inning in this weekend, did have a couple walks, got a couple ground outs, no runs on that. I'm still on the fence on how you use him as well because he's been inconsistent. Some of the ERAs in SEC play are pretty rough, to be honest with you. I mean, if you look at them, let me see if I can find it. I had it up here. ERAs in SEC play, I'm looking at Coons 3.52, Arvidsson 4.34, Blanco 5.16, Appenzeller 5.77, Mack 6.0, Bo Rudy 4.5, and then after that, that's your lowest one. Arvidsson's your lowest that was a normal bullpen guy. Then Rudy. Other than that, everybody else is over 5. Will Haas was 5.4. Nick Abraham 7.59. Chandler Day, who started out good on Saturday and then got wild 7.94. But then you look at Frederick 15.75. Taylor Tracy, Deering, Bioto, all 18-19, and Mark Hendy 36 ERA, Braden Krenzel 39 ERA. I just think when you get in to it, I think it's all hands on deck this week. But when you get into the actual tournament, you can't throw Krenzel, you can't throw Frederick. I don't even know if you can throw Mark Hendy at that point. You're going to have one of these freshmen, whether it's Haas, Chandler Day, or Taylor Tracy, step it up. Again, I think I would have liked to see a little bit more Blaine Brown and what he brings to the table because he had a couple starts for an inning where he was pretty electric. And I don't think that option was pursued enough. Maybe they wanted him focused more on hitting, but I wouldn't hesitate this week if they need to use him to get some work out of him. But we'll see. I think it'll depend on how far they go there as well. But good weekend, good couple back-to-back weeks for this team. And again, this offense is getting going at the right time. They found their stride. They found their footing. Can it carry over? I really feel like when you get to regionals, whether you go to North Carolina whether you go to Southern Miss or whatever, I don't think those teams are going to like seeing Tennessee in their bracket. I'll just tell you that there as well. I did say today I'm going to make major changes to the channel. Not starting imminently, but probably go through, definitely going live. The plan is to go live the rest of the way for baseball. Definitely still cover portal when it comes up. House of Orange brand is going to stay intact. I'm going to create a second brand, though, as I want to branch out and do pretty much what I want on it. Whether it's, I can talk MLB, NFL, college, just talking college in general, just talking pros in general on it. I can go any route that I want with that. And it's something, I'll be honest, I've gotten a little bored with just talking to, as much as I love Tennessee, guys, there's times I get bored with it. Because I've done it a couple years now, and it's just kind of, monotonous, repetitious to an extent. I appreciate all you guys' support, sticking with me along the way. Apologize, there's not been more content lately, but it's just, I don't know. I've not been as into it, and I need to amp back up on it. I really want to amp back up, and the best way for me too. And I kind of see a plateau coming with what I'm doing now, because I don't do player interviews, none of that stuff. It's kind of not my thing that I'm interested in. I could do a lot more with this. Don't get me wrong with it, but I want to, again, it'll be a second brand. I'm not replacing the House of Orange brand, but it'll be on the channel just under a different brand with it, where, again, I can talk NBA playoffs. I can talk hockey playoffs. Whatever I feel like talking about in sports, I can talk about in interest. Because a couple times when I've kind of branched out a little nationally, it was pretty fun getting like the whole Tony Vitello search. Lots of Giants fans come in, pretty cool on that, discussing it. And so that's kind of where I'm going moving forward. I don't have a brand name. I don't have everything sorted out with it yet, but that's definitely going to be the plan. I think after Tennessee, whether they get eliminated or whether they go on to win the College World Series. Once they're done, I think that's when the branch out. I am going to focus on Tennessee baseball until they're done. And then, and I'll still, don't get me wrong, I'll still do House of Orange stuff on here. There will still be stuff for Tennessee on here. But I don't know, to me that sounds fun. And to me, it's some opportunity to really branch out and do a lot more with the channel that I want to do. But this is Frank. This is the House of Orange. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll see you when I see you.